and be like, nah, I'm going to go back to school. Even if they don't get drafted, like, what more do you want? I think just basketball players, they have illusions of grandeur. Cats think just because they're super athletic, they can make it in the league with no fundamentals, and they get their ass busted. And they're like, oh,
but that's the same thing in college.
But you know the difference.
College.
You have a good college year, and they come out.
What's that? Jay Wright in Villanova. Look, if Villanova didn't get better recruits, would they be on this level? No. They started getting like top flight 5-star guys coming in, Villanova, and that built the program.
No, they usually win just because they have players that play
get
multiple
good.
years.
They get good guys.
They
get 5 guys.
The reason why Adam Silver brought it up this week is pretty much he was saying, before college was grooming players, and now top players aren't going to class, they're not playing the tournament, they're sitting out tournaments. So he's like, really, what's the point? Like, clearly the players have spoken, and especially covering the NFL, man, that's real props to Silver because he's actually listened to his players. Something
he does
Roger
really
Goodell
well.
Doesn't.
No.
He has
the last thing about it,
his
though,
league is 80% black.
The last thing about it, I think, is that it's part players too, because they get out of the league a little faster because the roster size is so small. That's why they added those 2 places at the end of the bench. So it's like, keep these kids there another year, so at least my boy could keep getting a check for another year, because the basketball players fall off quick like football players when it comes to the money at the end of the day. Like some of them blow their money and it's done.
Guaranteed money.
If you allow the rosters to be bigger and it's more revenue sharing and more money in the league, I mean, basically you're allowing to pay the players more with all this money you're making and not charging taxes and stuff like that. Like, let these people play. So if you have a 20-man roster rather than 14 and 15 and 16, like, that's another few checks that you can get, another few players that can be drafted earlier.
I think basketball should have a true farm system. Like baseball, the draft should expand to where you're going to take some guys in the 3rd, 4th round that you might be like, oh, that was a top high school player, but clearly he was the 15th best high school player, but he wouldn't be a first-round pick, but he doesn't want to go to college. And you can use the D League more as like a farm system. To where you can place them on these teams. And
I think that's what the 2-way contract they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're trying to do it that way. Yeah. And just do it like that. So, and like Bruce said, you expand the rosters to where.
But I think that's also why Silver's trying to take a check away from the NCAA, because now he's seeing the G League could actually be something.
Yeah.
It's gaining steam, and he's trying to make it.
I think the G League just wasn't built right. D League back then, it wasn't built right.
Yeah,
I think
it wasn't.
They built it just like, okay, you good, but we just want to hold you right here. Like, they didn't think it through.
No,
they
you're not
thought
good
it through,
enough, so go play there.
Yeah.
It should be built for the young guys.
Yeah, if they thought it through, it would have been that. It would have been like, okay, we got you in a mix between your games, going to be in between class.
No lie, you know what it should be like?
They should be
like the JBA, low key.
Yeah.
Just all these players that they're good, they're really
Shout
good.
Out to LeVar Ball.
They don't have the grades, but they have some games. So put them on the G League, and that's the farm system. Some gonna make it out and become good and make it to the NBA. Some not, and they have to figure it out for themselves.
Because all they're missing is a massive TV deal or just some type of online distribution.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I will not watch a full G League game ever.
Nope.
I don't watch more than 3 players.
How did
that boy be in there for 10 years?
Possible. I could watch Summer League.
Yeah, I can watch Summer League.
G-League, the camera angle's bad. It's like, bro.
I watch arena football.
Wait.
It's the same camera that your uncle do when you at the game.
Hey, wait, I lied. If Mike plays, I'm watching the entire game.
We're going to be there with jerseys and banners for you.
So, Mike, how much is Mike scoring in this game now?
Yeah, Mike, you tell us, Mike.
6?
First of all, like I was
60.
Six stupid.
60,
like I was saying,
like got to drop at least 10 points.
But yeah, man, I want to talk a little bit about the future since we were talking about farm systems and all that. So
his mixtape / album.
I heard it's hard. I gotta hear it. I heard it's hard.
I'm waiting for that Travis Scott though, man. Shout out to him.
Travis who?
Travis Scott.
Ooh. He a rapper?
Astro World coming
Travis
out.
Jenner.
What?
Oh, you
Astro
talking about the hip hop?
900 M's.
Yep.
The hip hop rock star?
Oh, you hating? Huh?
I'm not sound stolen.
I don't think he's a rapper. I just
gave his sound away.
That Wiz
I don't
dropped
think so
tomorrow.
either.
Though.
He's a
that Wiz
producer.
drops.
He got a producer and a rap deal. Don't be mad at him.
No, but he's not a. Kid
Kid
Cudi was never a rapper. He's not a rapper. But go on.
I'll acknowledge birth to the trap.
So pretty much, Mike Freeman from Bleacher Report, he was writing about how he right now is the dead time of the year for NFL, and he's just been flipping through NFL Network, and he came across flag football, and there's like 20-something Pro Bowlers participating in this league. Pretty much what he was saying.
Pete, correct that. Don't say Pro Bowlers. Former Pro Bowlers.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah.
And Benjamin Watson got in on this too. And basically what they're saying is like, with all the concussions and all the physical, all the crazy shit that happens in the NFL.
Don't finish that statement.
That basically flag football is the future of football.
So let me dead this right now.
So 7-on-7 leagues in high school.
Wow.
We gotta have the Londale high back up here.
So basically the big three.
No, let me dead this.
No, passing league is the future.
Like a big three,
basically the big three.
They're trying to get fat guys out of football. I don't appreciate that.
When you play football, guys that play football, I played when I was younger.
Upset.
You know that it's a barbaric sport, you know?
For sure.
It's like going in Rome and you there in the arena and you watching these guys kill each other. They know what they're in there for.
Yeah.
So you have to play. You know, of course you want to be smart and not do things to injure yourself, but the game is what it is. So you just have to accept it. And it's just, if you notice, most of the people saying all of this stuff about the game are people who never played.
Yeah.
So they don't know the thrill of being out there playing and being able to smack somebody. Are you smacking someone to kill them? No, you just want to smack them. And it makes you feel good. It's part of the basketball game. I mean, football game, and it's just, we can't control it. It's barbaric, but that's why we watch it. We don't watch it because of the non-contact. We watch it because you might see a big hit. You might see somebody truck somebody. Then occasionally you're going to see a nice juke or a one-hand catch. But it's the other stuff, the physical contact, that we appreciate the most about football.
But I think the point he brought up, too, is that Pop Warner enrollment rates are down across the board. More kids are playing soccer and basketball. Shit like that.
Because that check is looking at $200 million for 5 years.
Exactly. So that's really where it starts.
It's the money.
Yeah.
You talking about $60 million, not all guaranteed, and I could lose my eyeball or my brain? Nigga, fuck you. I ain't about to play.
Exactly.
All I gotta do is play soccer. I just gotta run
and so when you're a father,
don't get Dante.
In 10th grade.
Barely did.
But when
You
you're
damn
a father,
right. Y'all hitting people.
Are you gonna let your kids play football?
Don't hit me.
Yeah, if they want to play it, it's
Yes.
you have
full
contact.
I want to. My wife doesn't want our son to play. I want to.
Man, little
Mike,
give us the father's perspective on it.
He does sit-ups right now, and he loves them. That's a side note.
Okay.
So he might be a linebacker.
He could be a little, either safety. I'll put him at safety, running back.
Hey, Reed, I feel
Just teach him ball skills and how to catch, please.
That's gonna be number one.
That's how you get. That's where the money is at.
But you just have to tell. You know, as a parent, and you have to let your kids kind of make that decision. Do you want to play this game?
Exactly.
Just know you might get hurt. It's a physical game.
And so why does your wife not want her to play? Not want him to play?
Because of the injuries that may occur, the things that could happen. I was like, well, that's true, but if he plays the right way, get him before they get you, you'll be all right.
Yeah. And
that's like anything. That's like walking down the street.
That's some shit. Wait, can I say this really quick? I'm sorry, I gotta say this.
What?
Don't make a LeBron reference.
You want LeBron to play football, though?
No,
he would have been the greatest tight end ever.
Straight tight end, not receiver.
He couldn't block though. He couldn't block in high school.
I was about to say what Mike was saying. I agree with Lindsay. So when you really think about it, 9 times out of 10, how many come out perfectly fine? Not that many.
But basketball too. Those dudes. You ever see it?
But I mean, I
they don't walk.
They can't walk. They're walking.
They drag their cartilage around.
Who?
Or what
you
used
ever
to be
like? You ever
basketball player?
You ever seen like old Lakers go to like a Laker game early, and then like if you're close, you're gonna see dudes that's like 64.
They toes be bad.
No,
it looks like they're on stilts because they can't bend.
they're like 60, 64, 65, and they can barely walk.
Well, they should play
Jerry
baseball.
West is all.
It's a sacrifice.
I'm just saying in comparison, and then they quote unquote the football players live less, like 7 years less than basketball players or something like that. Some crazy statistics. So
yeah,
I mean,
hey, but do they really complain if they making millions?
They not making. But I'm
That's
saying,
true.
What about all the people who don't make?
But I'm just going back to Pete's point as far as you know what I'm saying. The players. Less and less are signing up for these clubs because their parents are looking at like, no, you're not playing football. You can get hurt and you're gonna make less. Like if I was making $200 million in 5 years in football, I'm guaranteed because you got football players nowadays, like they're saying, none of them is coming out with any insurance. Once they're done with the NFL, the insurance is done. Like
3 years and done.
You know what I'm saying? That's weak because the problem's supposedly don't arrive until later on.
I think that's going to change though.
But I'm just saying. So when I'm just saying as of right now. Coming back to his numbers point, that's why if I'm a parent and I'm looking at those two ends, like you really trying to play sports, but I'd rather you play baseball, basketball, because decrease the chances of injury, increase the chances of revenue coming in.
But then
baseball or soccer?
Another
soccer,
parent,
you're working more on coordination and
Yeah.
developing as
yeah,
overall
but then
athlete.
another parent might be like, "Cool, let them all go play that. Now you got a better chance to go to the NFL and do your thing."
That's true though.
Right,
There's two sides to
But
that.
if you look at,
right,
if you look at
I'm a strength training coach.
Hey, if you look at the NFL, it's starting to change because who is that? Kirk Cousins just got a deal that's $90 million and all of it's guaranteed. So it's starting to change for the NFL.
Only for the
for
key
quarterbacks.
It's just
Yeah,
hard.
Quarterbacks get stupid ungodly
It's hard
money.
because
But it's gonna go up. I guarantee. Odell's gonna get a bunch of guaranteed.
If he comes to the Rams,
Now, so you see, if you were a general manager or the owner of this organization, would you sit here and say, "Boy, he has a possibility of getting hurt and not being able to play for me ever again"? I don't want to waste all my money. So I'm seeing it not switch. I don't see it changing.
Yeah, especially.
But
that's
that's
where the
because you're
combine
talking about
comes in,
1
though.
through
That's
Sports
50.
period.
Yeah, you're not talking about 1 through 12.
15. You're talking 1 through 50.
Guaranteed.
But look at
That's where the
That's a
NFL
lot.
combine and medical testing comes in, though.
No,
Yeah.
that's bullshit
That's
though
why
because
Hurst-
they get insurance on all these contracts.
Yeah.
They get their money back on that.
Yeah,
Like,
and once they
if you get a
retire, they
health
continue to
insurance,
get
they
paid.
get insurance on
Once
all
they
that.
If you get an injury
But the
waiver,
NBA has lifetime insurance. I think if you play like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, NFL too. NFL has the same thing.
I think it's like 7.
I know.
I think it's longer in the NFL.
It's a teacher who's a former linebacker for this sorry team out in
Is
Oakland.
it? But it's only certain conditions,
whoa now.
though, right?
I heard disparaging
There's
remarks about.
There's a lot of Raiders
my
listeners
hometown.
here.
But isn't it only
might-
certain
you might
conditions?
catch a call.
It's not
I'm
every
from East Oakland.
Nah, if you
Hold on
play
now.
We are gonna
5
smack your
years,
ass in
or
Oakland.
more,
We about to
you good
see
for the
week
rest of your
1.
life.
What's good?
I just told you I was about to happen. Just don't know the score. But I know we're gonna
Pete-
smack your ass.
Pete, take us on. Take us
Not
on
gonna
up.
happen, kid.
Yeah, man. But
Well, they need to play football, Miss Mocha.
I forgot what I was going to
Football,
transition to, but
That's huge. Oh, I'm sorry.
Shout out to Miss Mocha.
I want to talk about the Pac-Man Jones shit,
Oh yeah.
the fight at the airport. If you haven't caught it on Instagram yet,
Shout out ABM.
it's definitely
Right.
worth 45
got-
seconds of your time.
He ain't got no chunkums.
Let me ask you guys though,
Most DBs are just angry and violent with their hands.
did Pac-Man win?
He connected.
Yeah,
with
he got
the
it.
NFL
Yeah, he
player.
slept
He
on boy.
accepted. If it was
I
a
mean-
boxing match, he won.
Nah,
I mean, he kinda pushed
TSA
it, though.
The
Damn,
TSA
get
agent
it,
was
Shane.
holding his.
And
I'm
the-
sorry.
He
Yeah,
just
yeah.
slipped. He threw a couple.
He slipped though. That's
He
the only thing to
connect.
me.
He
Yeah.
He did not
connected.
slip.
Nah, he
connected.
connected.
No, bro.
He
His
grabbed
legs
that.
straight
Hey,
from
linoleum
the
floors.
He slipped.
Hey,
from the
he
hundred.
grabbed his shirt and said, "Stay right there." Boom. And hit him with a
I said, don't flip.
Yeah, punch bag.
Get two.
He was a puncher bag.
And he went straight down, like legs gone.
And
said-
hey, wait,
he said-
Pac-Man won. You,
you got a heart,
cuz?
cuz?
Girl with the you ain't seen
He
the
said,
girl.
I ain't gonna hit you 'cause you got
Why
heart,
do-
but I am gonna whoop your ass.
Serious question: why do people keep testing Pac-Man like he's not
Yeah, he
he's
a
not
real
really
one.
with the shits? He been with the shit since
Wait,
West Virginia.
Bro,
This West Virginia.
hey, this how
He's
real.
not Tavon Austin out here.
Hey,
He's the
Stay
reason
in
why we
jail.
don't have an NBA team
Bro,
in
He
Las
keep
Vegas.
the prison weight on him just in case.
Hey, this how real Pac-Man Jones is. He threw like 20 G's on the stage at the strip club and was like, "I need that back." You gotta be a real
And
one.
then he tried to beat
Yeah.
up the stripper over it.
Yeah, he tried to beat up the stripper. You try to touch my money? That's my money.
You just threw
What?
it. No,
That's-
bitch,
hey, that's
it's not
Pac-Man.
yours yet.
Yeah.
That
not
was
yours yet.
All-Star
Oh, it's not
weekend.
yours till you pick it
That's
up.
why we haven't had the All-Star weekend there since.
Hey, I'm going to show him. I'm about to throw one and pick. Hey, hold on, sweetheart. I
Yeah.
wasn't ready to give you that.
Yeah, I'm a-
put it back.
That was for show. I need that.
I feel like, yo, here's
I
four
need
quarters.
that.
I
I
need
dropped
that
that on
dollar back.
accident.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I really did that one time. I reached in my pocket. Let me throw a little
Stop.
something. I dropped a $20 bill.
Stop.
I'm surprised security drag your
Yeah,
ass out.
for real.
I grabbed
For
her.
real.
She was like,
Michael, what is
doing?"
going
I
on?
said,
Oh, nothing. I just.
I said, be real. You ain't about to get this dub and throw in the 5-1. Like, girl, get on with this 5. You ain't about to take this
Damn
dub.
well.
I wanted to slap her
That
hand
was-
like a little kid. You better cut it out.
Goddamn $20.
Bitch, you know you're
Who you
drag
think
Keep
you
your hands to
are?
yourself.
You know,
Hey, I got your back to that, Michael. If anything happened, but if a bitch come up running, I'm ducking.
I'm
about
just
to
saying,
be
if
you
you
and
get
Paul George.
if you get a sharpened
Yeah.
stiletto,
That's about to
coming
be
at your
you and
neck,
some dude from
you really gonna have that
Rockdale.
same energy?
It ain't even gonna be
At all.
Paul George.
Hey, we
It's gonna
sent
be
it
his
out,
cousin.
though. Just to let you know, we tagged Paul George. We sent it out. It's out there.
You about to get packed out.
The-
What is it?
the
Cousin in
Instagram,
Palmdale.
we
Vince
Instagram
Staples
video.
gonna pull up on you
Lancaster.
like, so this is what's gonna happen.
We tagged.
That's my
tagged.
cousin. He gonna have my
We
back.
tagged Russ and we tagged. Hey,
Nah.
you tag Russ.
Leave Vince out of
Tag
this.
Russ.
He got my back.
You should have tagged Russ too, because Russ would have set it up. Like for sure, we out there.
Russ wanted him to get packed out.
Just put former Lusinger.
Yeah,
Russ was like, what?
But violently body slammed.
If it happened, we sue.